With Manny Gonzalez, and you got this Tim Keller. Albuquerque, New Mexico has a mayor's race, and the mayor's race is heating up because Manny Gonzalez, the sheriff or the former sheriff, has just said that there was a domestic violence altercation, and then he also said that the city had covered up some crash. Somebody had a DWI. There's a DWI crash that they had covered up. So that's what Manny Gonzalez had accused Tim Keller of. Tim Keller is the current incumbent. Tim Keller is also talking about, taking care of homelessness. So he's a progressive. And it seems like, Tim Keller has been the mayor of Albuquerque since 2017. Something about DWI, domestic violence. Is there drugs? Is there unreturned library books? Alamosa mayor, he's also running unopposed, which is insane. But Tim Keller, he had a large lead, like 60-30, but his support has dropped 10%. People fucking love that dirt. They love that fucking juicy dirt. Tim Keller looks like that prosecutor, the Two-Face at Batman, Harvey Dent. The actor who played Harvey Dent, Aaron Eckhart. Tim Keller looks like Aaron Eckhart. So Tim Keller's facing opposition from the more conservative ranks of his own party over his ability to contain crime in the city. His challengers include two-term Democratic County Sheriff Manny Gonzalez, who backed a move by then President Trump to send in new federal law enforcement agents to Albuquerque. Manny Gonzalez is all about President Trump on the federal law enforcement. You have political science professor Lonnie Atkinson said the two mayor races shows that there's tensions. The discord could derail two highly educated white male incumbents, both with ties to Harvard Business School in a heavily Democratic and Latino state with enduring currents of cultural conservatism. So what we got going on here? What do we got going on here? Let's listen to some Manny Gonzalez.
For Albuquerque. I have the love for this community. I will restore the Albuquerque Police Department. I have the background, the knowledge, the experience, the reputation, but more importantly, I have the relationships it takes. People trust me, not because what I say, but because what I have done for them. I have served them my whole adult life, not only the country, but the people of this community, for the same reasons I opened up with, because I love my community. I came here with strong personal convictions. In February of 1994, to make my point, I was involved in a deadly force situation in the city of Albuquerque, where somebody tried to kill me on a SWAT warrant. From here to the gentleman that's sitting over there behind that computer. And it wasn't that shooting that was important. What was important is to realize and affirm my commitment to serve the people. I didn't run away from that commitment. I took it very seriously, the oath of office, when I joined the sheriff's office, and I never wavered. It just strengthened it, because I went from what was a deputy at that time to become the sheriff, because my love for God, country, and my neighbors, the people of this community. And I will never, ever waver on serving you. Nobody will work harder for you. Nobody will give more of themselves. I made a sacrifice to take this job. You'll never see that in public safety or service or elected officials, especially politicians.
So here's another hour-long debate. I will, get kind of a clip or two. So Gonzalez had made some shit about, made a big splash. Mayor Keller, where's your accountability? There's serious misconduct allegations at City Hall under your watch. Allegations of your own domestic violence incident being covered up by high-ranking city officials. He read from the piece of paper. He accused the mayor of sweeping a city worker's DWI under the rug. He says they're awaiting public records responses to confirm direct knowledge from two high-ranking members of the APD who, according to the campaign, had alleged sexual harassment and workplace misconduct occurred. These rumors have been circulating for months. KOB4 received multiple tips, but the 4 Investigates team went to search for records, could find nothing. But, however, KOAT.com, Target 7, they submitted a public records request called an IPRA. In May 2021, we asked for all the calls placed in 911 from Keller's home. Target 7's public records request came back showing no evidence of a domestic violence accusation. Gonzalez also made another accusation during the debate, another allegation of a high-ranking city official who was driving drunk and was involved in driving a city vehicle and involved in a crash. Now, they spoke with the person whose car was hit by the city employee. The woman who didn't want to go on camera claims that after the crash, the city employee just got out of the car and handed her his card and then left. He said he worked for the mayor on the 11th floor. No police came or ambulance came. Nobody came. The crash victim said to Target 7, we asked if she thought the city employee was driving under the influence. No, but they destroyed property and got away with it. No fucking charges. Nothing fucking happened. The woman said she's still waiting for her crash reimbursement. Yeah, I guess anybody could just run in. Target 7 reached out to Keller's campaign. In a statement, a spokeswoman said Manny doubled down on his record of outrageous lies last night with a disgusting false attack on the mayor's family, and the integrity of police officers were appalled by these tactics, but not surprised that Manny is so desperate with no record to run on that all he has is internet conspiracy theories. We are pursuing legal options against these defamatory claims. So there you go, some drama. There's literally nothing behind anything you're saying, like you're just saying words you saw on social media. They were talking about crime, they were talking about homelessness, they were talking about economy, and they were talking about the future of the city's one-day ornate sculpture. They were talking about a lot of different things. He said it's a disgusting question. If you're just going to make your questions a gossip on Twitter and Facebook, I mean, I hear all sorts of stuff about everyone all the time. I don't dignify because I don't believe it, because there's no truth or evidence behind any of it. This is coming from a guy who just has a litany of myths and truths that he says. Oh, shit. Tim Keller, Aaron Eckhart, Tim Keller. Let's listen to some of this, a clip.
Experience. You have to be willing to have grown up in this community and make sacrifices like I did when I left my business behind because I wanted to do more for the people. We're in a critical juncture of our time in Albuquerque, and I'm ready to move Albuquerque in the right direction and restore it as a crown jewel of the Southwest.
Thank you. Our final opening statement is from Mr. Aragon.
Hi, I'm Eddie Aragon, also known as the Rock of Talk, and I'm familiar to many people, and I'm glad to be here this evening and able to qualify to be on this year's mayoral, not just debate, but mayoral race. We qualified within 13 days, 3,305 signatures, and this is a real opportunity for us to turn things around. I, of course, always talk about the problems each and every day on my radio show, but I think more importantly, we do have to talk about solutions, and in that one way, our mayor is correct about that, as we do need to talk about those solutions. I've got a simple platform. It's very easy. And I will run the city as somebody who loves it. I've got 5 points, the 5 C's. First is city. Run it like somebody who loves it. How about our crime? Reduce every category, no exceptions, not just reducing one category as we've just seen at the beginning of the month. Commerce, grow it. Stand behind small business. Remove the Albuquerque rapid transit. COVID, challenge it. Not only will I hire a local epidemiologist, but we will challenge the science that has been coming down from our governor, who's handed us not one but 2 health secretaries, both of whom resigned, and an epidemiologist who's also left. And finally, corruption. Remove it everywhere, especially career politicians who have entrenched and impoverished our city. I love the city. I'm the father of 2 boys. I care deeply as you do, which is why you're all here this evening, and I cannot tell you how much I love the university I graduated from, the University of New Mexico. My parents, Eddie and Francis, who are here tonight, and to whom I owe everything I have, and I love them endearingly, and I have to tell you, I don't want to see anybody grow. We've had leave the city. I want our city to grow. We've had a lost decade here, 10 years from 2010 to 2020. We've got to do better to attract people here to the state of New Mexico. I know I'm the right answer. I know that I am fighting for the 505, and I can tell you that it's going to be a great debate tonight. Thank you for having me on this air.
Thank you. All of our questions tonight will be posed to all the candidates. There are no candidate-specific questions. Our first question will come from Norm Becker.
In Albuquerque, homelessness is an often talked about issue. Encampments are unsightly and pose health and safety risks. Those who are homeless often sleep in alleyways and entryways of businesses, as well as congregate in parks and other public places. Panhandlers dot our intersections and parking lots. And mental health and substance abuse challenges persist and are on public display. How do you keep our homeless situation in Albuquerque from becoming a hopeless situation for city residents, businesses, and for those experiencing homelessness alike?
Your answers to these questions, your first answer, you get 90 seconds. Mr. Gonzalez, you're first.
Just to lead off a little bit, as one of my campaign supporters was coming to this event, passing by Coronado Park, they seen the Manny for Mayor flag, and they said, "Manny, help us." And my point is that they aren't being helped. These are people in crisis. I sat on the President's Commission for Law Enforcement and the Administration of Justice and chaired a working group throughout the nation of experts in 3 areas: homelessness, substance abuse, and mental illness. And it's very important that we understand that the carrot and the stick. We have to have the balance between being compassionate and being able to enforce the public order policies that this administration is not willing to enforce and not allow the Albuquerque Police Department to enforce. And it's not with a heavy hand. But you have to be firm, and you have to be compassionate. I will be compassionate. We'll develop an advocacy center that needs to be in a place that doesn't compromise national security issues at Sandia Labs, a major stakeholder, and/or Kirtland Air Force Base. We need to be thoughtful about this, and we need to be very intentional about this. I will ensure that the people in crisis get the help they need and get them the wraparound services by an intensive and comprehensive screening process.
Thank you. Mr. Aragon, and as a reminder, you will each have 60-second follow-up on this question. Mr. Aragon?
Yeah, thank you. And as the sheriff mentioned, we have 4 classifications of homeless people. 1 mental, 1 drug addicted, 1 economic insufficiency, and we have to find something to do about that. Our mayor, Tim Keller, has increased 150% from 2,000 to 5,000 in terms of the number of homeless people here in our city. There's 1,534 people that are on the streets right now. We give $20 million from our city government, and we have not seen the results. We've continued to attract homeless people, and we have built tiny houses at a cost of $900 a square foot, of which only 32 are filled. We have to determine the best care on a case-by-case basis. If mental, give care and transport to facility immediately. If drug-related, give care and transport to jail immediately. If economic, give care and transport to shelter immediately. And if they refuse transport out of the city, I believe in encampments that are organized, that help these people, our clients, so we can track the homeless people and move them out of our city, and also so we can help these people also find their forever homes. Did I have 60 seconds or 90? You said 60 seconds. She just put up 30.
I think she had 30 left. You had 90 total.
90 total. Okay, you said 60, so I was just... Okay, great. Thank you.
You have 60 on the follow-up.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We need to do what we can to keep things going as far as our caseworkers and the nonprofit organizations. They don't need to be audited. We need to not compete with them. Many of our churches here and our faith community is doing what it can to also solve the homeless problem.
All right, Tim Keller, Mayor.
Thank you. Now for rebuttal or additional comments on this topic, Mr. Gonzalez, you may start. You have 60 seconds.
Just check it. Do I get a
I'm
chance?
sorry. Mayor
Yeah,
Keller?
it's an opportunity.
Yes, you get 90 seconds too.
All right, well, look, I think it's important to understand the context in a sense that homelessness was here before our administration came in. It was already an issue at Coronado Park, and after COVID, we've seen an explosion of homelessness all over the country. And that's no different for Albuquerque. This is part of the America that we're living in right now. And I just want to be really clear about a couple of things. Referring to these people, this includes 3,000 kids in APS. These people are family members. they're people we know. And so I also think somehow saying that we should forcefully transport them is incredibly demeaning and also completely illegal. So I think we have to look at this with rational, pragmatic ideas, and also not just talk about the problem. Because the issue is this. Right now there is nowhere for those folks to go. So when you drive by them, the question is, what can you actually do? And saying things like carrots and sticks, you can't do that with someone who's having a behavioral health issue or a mental breakdown. You will put officers at risk. You will put their lives at risk. This is why the Gateway Center is so important, and I'm so glad that Manny supports it, because we have to have a single center where we can connect people with services, vouchers, job training, until we have a place to take them. We will continue to have this homeless problem. And that's why I invested $14 million in buying the old Loveless Hospital at the request of the voters 2 years ago.
Thank you.